This is Talk It Over, the only dating relationship podcast that begins in bed. Make the time to subscribe. Now let's pull back those sheets.
Can we talk about the relationships? Can we talk it over, see how we can build? Only you and I know that's the way it goes. In this big old bed, they talk it over, so talk it over. Can we talk it over? We can talk it over. Can we talk it over in bed? Talk it over. Can we talk it over? Can we talk it over? Oh, in bed.
Yo, this is your man Big O back again for yet another episode of Talk It Over, the only dating relationship show that begins in bed. And I am once again joined by my lovely co-host, Trish. How are
Hey
you
y'all,
today?
I am fantastic. As long as you can say you on this side, you gotta be fantastic. So I'm
I
good.
hear you. Good. And also, I'm excited to have a wonderful panel with me today. My guests are all no newcomers, even though we're going to have some new voices in later today that may join us. But I'm going to go ahead and bring on the panel. Miss Geraldine, holding down everything from NC down in the South. How are you today?
Hi, everybody. I'm good.
Good. How's your 2021 been going so far?
So far, so good.
Beautiful. You ready for today's topic?
Yes.
I know you got some stories. I see you smiling already. I know you got some stories for us. So Bree with the T, my next guest. Always a pleasure to have
Hello.
you on. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I hear a baby in the background.
Yes, I got my baby with me. I got a new baby with
A
me,
new
actually.
baby. All right. So is the new baby keeping you up at night as new babies do, or this one's already house trained?
No, she's keeping me up at night. Definitely is.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure she's beautiful, and if she's in your hands, I know she's being well taken care of.
Thank you.
You ready for today's topic?
Oh, I sure am.
You stay ready. Uh, and I know Brother Hassan is around here floating around somewhere. We're going to hear from him hopefully at some point today. And when he's ready, he can always jump in and give us the good word. So without further ado, let's jump into the feel good story of today. And I have to thank my co-host Trish for bringing this one to us. As
I,
always, you find the beautiful stories out there. So thank you.
you're welcome. I actually have it pulled up here, so we could listen. This one is it's one of those stories that touches your heart and just makes you smile when you hear it. So, um, this one is called "Love Is Always on Time." We always in here talking about love and relationships, so I thought it was a perfect story for today.
Always on
So
time.
it's always on time.
Yeah. Trish, let me hold on real quick. We got a full house. We got some new guests coming in, and you know, the Talk It Over family is always constantly growing, and I love meeting new people. So I'm gonna leave it open ended. I'm not gonna put any pressure on anybody today to join, but you are more than welcome to voice your opinion and share your stories with us if you feel necessary. I'm just ask that you introduce yourselves, and hopefully, you guys get comfortable enough that we'll definitely have you back on here with a formal introduction for our audience members. But Trish, I just wanted to throw that out there real quick and let everybody know that Talk It Over is exploding. This is
It
probably
is.
we're gonna have to get two big old beds up in here soon enough. We're not gonna have enough room in this big old bed. It's gonna be a whole group thing going on in here in a little bit. So
You know that somebody's gonna listen and be like, "Group thing, what they got going on over there?"
hey, they gotta tune in.
They got listen. It's always a show. So
So so yeah, but you were talking about the feel good story, which is love is always on time.
yes, yes.
Before we got so yeah, let's return to that. I wanna hear what this is about.
So all right. So this is we all have high school sweethearts. I'm sure everybody here has had one, and this story just really I heard about it, I read it, touched my heart. So these two people, Fred and Florence, out of Wandsworth, Canada, met 68 years ago in high school, and they were classic high school sweethearts. They took walks together. He would walk her home in the afternoons, little kisses here and there. And every night during their 2 years, so they were dating for 2 years, Paul lived on one side of the bay and Florence lived on the other. So every night he would flicker his porch light on and off to say goodnight to her so she could see it from the other side of the bay. And it was basically his way of saying goodnight because, this is 68, 70 years ago. They ain't have, Facebook and cell phones and, all the technology we have. So this was their way of communicating.
They sending smoke signals.
So they were sending smoke signals.
All right.
So either way, eventually, as what happens, teenagers, they end up getting separated. One of their families ended up moving away and they ended up losing touch. Okay. Paul ended up getting married. Florence ended up getting married and they lived completely separate lives. Okay. So in 2017, I think Florence's husband died. And then in 2019, Paul's wife died. So now you have these two people who were high school sweethearts who met someone else, fell in love, and then their significant others passed away. And then somehow they reconnected and found each other. So after, she found out that his wife died and she called to offer her condolences because, that's what we do. We always, thinking about those that we loved. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, and essentially they ended up reconnecting. And through grief, they were there for each other during these dark periods. And they ended up reuniting in Canada a few months after they reconnected. And almost like instantly, they knew that they were supposed to be together. And they ended up getting married in August. So after 68 years apart, love found its way back to these two people together. And I just thought it was a really wonderful story.
So they hadn't been in touch the whole time prior to the...
No, they hadn't been in touch that whole entire time. They both had other lives with families and full lives, Yeah, and then they just happened to hear about, she happened to hear that his wife passed and she reached out to offer her condolences because again.
Oh, wait, so she was keeping tabs on him. She was keeping tabs on him. How 68 years, we ain't talking in 68 years. How you know my wife died? Where you coming from? I ain't seen you since high school.
You asking too many questions, okay? Don't worry about how she knew that his wife
Florence was up on the... Yeah, I like how you tried to paint that, saying, you know how we do. We want to take care of. No, you was in our business for 68 years trying to see. That's what was going on. Florence got up on the technology and learned how to Facebook stalk my man.
No. See, that's not what happened. That's not what they say happened.
Okay, I'm messing around. I'm messing around.
Okay,
it's a beautiful story.
They somehow reconnected and love found its way back to these two wonderful people.
And that's the point of the story.
And that's the point of the story.
Okay. All right.
Don't let Big O catch y'all off track.
My man Paul is like, yo, you gonna have others, but there'll never be another. You high school, he was like, yeah. All right. Well, that was good. I'm feeling good. Good. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Story.
You're
welcome. You're welcome.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to see anybody from my high school. I ain't even been to any of my high school reunions. You come up out of woodworks 30, 40, 50 years later, I'm like, hold on, wait, whoa.
It's funny. I still talk to my high school sweetheart. We're really good friends, just friends.
Okay, all right, well, good.
But I still keep in touch with my high school sweetheart.
Well, that's a mutual thing. It's not like y'all just fell off the face of the earth for each other. But
this is true.
But let's get our topic of the day. Let's get our guest panel in here. So Trish, give us the topic of the day.
All right. So sorry about that, guys. All right. So the topic of today is online dating.
Mm-hmm.
If someone lies in their dating profile, is it a deal breaker? And what's the fine line between lying and embellishing?
Ooh, that's a good one. What is the fine line between lying and embellishment? So we got Miss Geraldine, we got Bree with the T, we got some people floating in the background, we got Hassan walking around here somewhere. So let's get into that. Bree, I heard you already say So what's your thought? Is it a deal breaker, as Trish said, if the lying on the online profile? First off, what's your experience with online dating, and have you had this happen to you?
Actually, I have very little experience with online dating because of that fear of like the person not turning out to be who. And I feel like everybody's seen Catfish, you know, like I grew up watching Catfish, and I feel like that put enough fear into me to be like, I'm gonna stay away from the online, and we're gonna meet in person so I can see what I'm really getting, you know. Even though like online and in person, when you meet someone, you never really know who that person is until you get to know them, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I feel like it's a lot easier for them to fabricate and to lie about who they are, how they look, their lifestyle, and so forth, you know, like versus me seeing you in person and now I can read you.
So I'm not that well versed in online dating. I tried it a couple times and felt like it just wasn't for me. But do you think people actually, because what you're saying is the natural progression is we can meet online, but before I make any real decisions or investment into, you know, where I think this may go, I have to meet you in person. Do you think that online people actually get into dating before actually meeting the person in real life? Has that happened? Do you know if that's...
Yeah, I've definitely known a few people who are like, I met this person online. I'm like, oh, have you met yet? And they're like, no, not yet. We're taking it slow. And I'm like, okay,
But
what's
they would
slow?
consider themselves in a
In a
relationship at that
relationship,
point?
right? Yeah, yeah, you know, right,
Interesting.
yeah, you know, and then again, it turns out that when they finally connect with that person, they're like, this is not who they, you know, claim to be during the text messages and I'm like, oh, you don't say, you know, like, because they like, I wouldn't suggest, just from not my personal experiences, but from seeing others, you know, go through what they've been through. Like, I wouldn't suggest get to know the person through text. That's okay. You know, like that's understandable. But to like, we're in a relationship and we've only met online and stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't suggest that.
Okay, I want to hear from Geraldine, and I definitely want to hear from Trish, because I know Trish stays with some stories. I feel like this is not too far. This is not too far out of her realm here. So Geraldine, what are your thoughts? What is your experience with online dating? Is it similar to Brianna's? Is it different?
I've tried it, and
Don't be politically correct. Just give us the real.
I've gotten two good friends out of it.
Okay.
But
okay.
None of it ever led to anything. And as far as lying, it depends on what they lied about on their profile.
What if I put on my profile I'm 6'2" and we meet in person and I'm 5'4"? Is that a deal breaker? Is that, you know, I'm embellishing a couple. You know, I'm embellishing 8 inches. That's
lying about your height is a big deal. But if you tell me that you're single and you're not,
oh yeah,
big problem. You tell me that you're employed. So like them type of problems, but them type of lies. But if you just tell me like,
what if I am employed and I'm like, you know, I'm a shoe flipper. I'm a sneakerhead. I just flip shoes for a living.
No. That's okay, because shoe flippers, like those people, they make a lot of money. So
right, yeah,
that's okay. You can do that for a living.
Right. You're an entrepreneur.
I don't think Geraldine's convinced. I don't think Geraldine's convinced. I don't think Geraldine's convinced. No, that's not a real job. That's not a real job to Geraldine.
I need 401k.
You need W-2s. You need a 1099.
Retirement.
You need documentation, right? You need to see what the credit score is, the tax returns.
And the reason why I say this, because I did meet somebody. The person I met is kind of closer to me, like is in Raleigh. And it started out as good conversation, but then it started out he asking for money. And I'm looking like, dude, you got the wrong person. You got me all the way twisted.
How much was he asking for, Geraldine?
It don't matter.
You're absolutely right. It don't matter, but it was more than $100.
It was more than 100.
You don't know me to be asking me that.
We established a relationship online. What you talking about? I don't know you. I know you online. You can Venmo me that. That's an online transaction.
No. That's how people get got.
All right, so
that's how people get got and played.
All right, so I want to bring in some new voices. They're interjecting in the background, so don't be shy. Definitely, this is an open forum, so please introduce yourselves, or I can introduce you if you want. But you guys are more than welcome to jump in at any time and share your thoughts. So, Chi-Town Don, Kitty Rose, if that's what you want to go by, please let our listeners know. You're more than welcome to jump up on here.
Listen, I just say it just depends on what those people are going online dating for. There's a lot of forms for online dating. You have Tinder, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, and all of those intentions are different. You even got TikTok, you got Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Listen,
I need to be writing this down. I know Bree over here. I'm about to be like, hold on, wait a minute. Slow down. Give me those again. Run that back.
I'm just saying, it just depends on what you're trying to do.
Okay.
If you're just trying to
have a fling one night, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't.
Which apps are those? Give me those apps. That's the ones I need to find. Run that back.
I saw your profile on Tinder already.
Hold on, you can't be.
It's like, oh shit, that's
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You're like, this dude look real familiar.
I've met people on Facebook, not intending, like not dating, but people DM, and you'll get together. It just depends on what it is. I don't even care if they lie.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask, right? Because the topic is, you if the person that you met online and you find out, like as Geraldine has already illustrated, that things just don't add up, right? They're regardless of their intention. Like you could be on the level with the same intention, but once you find out that they're misleading you about who they are, even though their intention may be the same, but who they are, is that a deal breaker, right? Trish, what are your thoughts?
So put it like this. I feel like when you're online, you put your best foot forward, or you put forward the foot that you think people are gonna want to see, that face that everyone's gonna want to see. I mean, women, we put these filters on our pictures, and then you see the girl in person and she don't look nothing like her picture. You like, whoa, who is this girl? This isn't who's been messaging me. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're online dating, you have to be open to explore. You have to be open to, you have to have a little bit more of an open mind. And if I see you in person, I know exactly what it is that I'm going to get. I'm not saying that that should really be the case, but down to your photos are usually doctored. You give basic information about things you like to do. Maybe you tried it once, but you embellish that you're a world-renowned skier. You've only been down the bunny slopes. You know what I mean? Just to make yourself look more appealing to the person that you're trying to attract, to someone that you're trying to attract. I don't necessarily agree with it. I've done online dating. What you see with me is always what you get. You know what I mean? I put photos that are not doctored, so it's not like when you see me, you're like, oh, that's not her. Usually when I do meet someone in person that I've been online dating, they're like, oh my God, you're actually prettier in person. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I won't, if you lie on your profile, for me, I understand it. Like I kind of expect there to be a little bit of untruth in there, but it depends on how far you go. Like I had somebody tell me they were a lawyer. They cleaned a lawyer's office.
Wait. Now was that a deal break? Was it over after that? You like, yeah, we're done.
For me, yes, because that's a really.
Was he in law school? Maybe he was studying at the office. Maybe he's like, you know what, I can't afford to be in law school, so I'm cleaning this lawyer's office and I'm studying his materials. And maybe it's like a Rain Man situation. I don't know. I'm trying to help.
Which would have been fine if that was the case, but that wasn't the case.
That was not the case. Okay.
It wasn't the case. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with, being a maintenance person or anything like that. So please don't think that's what I'm saying.
Right. You're not knocking that. Right.
The length of the lie was so big that I was like, Jesus, what else are you lying about? Like, you could have flat out just told me what it was that you did. I'm not going to judge you.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes. So my man, flipping shoes, we good. But if I'm cleaning a lawyer's office and I just happen to say I'm a lawyer, that's not. I mean, all right. So let's hear from some new voice. I know Kitty Rose was interjecting. I don't know if she wants to jump in and talk about anything on the topic. But Hassan as well, Kitty, do you want to jump in? If not, it's totally fine. We keep it rolling.
I haven't had any experience. Well, hello everyone. I am Kat, otherwise known as Kitty Rose, and I haven't had any online dating experience yet. I have recently been contemplating it, but that's only because I was having a tantrum with the guy I'm dating. So I was like, oh, what are my other options?
Girl, throw that tantrum. Find your other options.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go ahead and listen to Trish. You're gonna be with the dude in the lawyer's office.
I was just having a tantrum. I'm gonna stay where I'm at for now. But I think online dating, I think it could be almost the same as just dating in person. You really don't know who you're meeting, period.
Right.
In person,
I agree with that. But do you think it's easier?
Unfortunately, we live in a world where, we meet representatives. You know what I'm saying? We don't really meet the real person. People don't even know who they are to let you meet them. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a chance you take. My reason for not doing online dating, because it just seems like a lot of work initially. Like I wanted to try eHarmony, and I heard, excuse my language, I heard like the profile to even get it is like expensive. I don't even want to be on the computer that much regularly.
Yeah, I hear you. I've definitely been told.
I wanted my daughter to do my profile for me, maybe. You know what I mean? Like have somebody else do it, and then I'll just receive the DMs.
Right.
But I'm not sure yet. I'm open to it, but I just haven't taken that route just yet. And
online dating by proxy. Gotcha. You got hey, work smart, not hard.
Hey, Big O.
Yeah.
Can I interject for a second, brother?
Go right
Absolutely, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So let our listeners know who you are.
Brother Sean Ali.
Welcome.
At you live. I just listening to everybody's experiences and non-experiences, but just the dating has always been the same. Like you look at the old school dating, right? A young lady, she will have a date, her sisters or her best friends will help her fix herself up. Somebody might give them a better outfit. The same thing on the guy side. He might get advice from this person, that person, what to do, how to walk, how to dress. So you're never really being yourself. So it's like a lot of us, some of us, not a lot, may be afraid to be who we are on that first initial date. Or just like we hear, you got that one first impression. Always put your best face on, always be presentable. But if we're not really presentable in real life, if that's not who we are when we are by ourselves or in the home, that's when in that dating scene, I've met women like that, where in public, they're completely different. In the home, and I would get mad because I would be like, why you don't look like that for me? And it's, well, when I go out, I want to look my best. What about when you're around me? So you're saying that, see, and that's a form of because you misled me, because when I met you, I met that public face. Now that we hear, and now you've gotten comfortable with not wearing makeup or taking out your hair or doing the things that you did for that public image. And it might take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and a woman to say, oh, now that I got you, I can be my real self. And that's a shock for a brother like myself I was looking for the real you initially. So now that I've met the real you after meeting the public you 3 to 6 months later, I might not even like you because I got used to that person.
So let me ask.
This is the same thing on the brother side. We might have Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Everything you're saying is 100% true and factual. And I think where my question comes in is, how do you think the online has either facilitated that to a greater degree? How has it changed the game where it's like, yeah, we're meeting representatives even when we meet in person, but now the degree between, like, it's when you meet the first person, you are meeting a collection of their influences, right? Their circle, their friends, their family. You're meeting a collection, a mashup of everybody that, you know, has impact on that person. Right. But when you're meeting somebody online, that's a totally much larger scope of impact, where now potentially, where now you like the degree between who you meet, who they are in real life.
But that's easier because that's easier, bro.
You think online is easier?
That's easier because you have to fill out information about yourself. You don't in real life, it might take me 6 months to learn some of that stuff that you got to fill out on your profile online, whether you're lying about it or not. Because it's some of those things are questions that so I might not even know those things about you until I read your profile. That in reading your profile is what attracts you, not just the picture. Because you got a chance to see what she wants. You got a chance to see what he wants. And in that, along with that physical, I like how you see the profile. Because I do read it. I might see an attractive woman, but if her wants aren't aligned with mine, then I know that that's a recipe for disaster. So I'm not even going to encounter that. I'm going to just go ahead and keep scrolling. Because that what they want, regardless to whether it may be misleading or not, it's an opportunity for me to see what they put down.
Okay.
So
now I can go into their mind and not just what they look like.
So let me get Hassan in real quick, because I know he definitely has been, holding his tongue. And we're gonna come back to Kitty as well, because I know you definitely got some. So Hassan, brother Sean Ali, thank you for that. I definitely understand exactly what you're saying. And it's interesting that you share the opinion that it's easier, and you are able to I guess you feel like you are seeing it's closer to the genuine person online than being in person. And again, this is about everybody's experiences. Nobody on here is a subject matter expert. And so thank you for sharing that. Hassan, what are your thoughts on this? And welcome. We didn't get to chop it up earlier, but.
Thank you. Yeah, for me, man, right out the box, I think everybody lying. Whenever I see somebody or whatever, I'm like, you lying until it's proven different, right? It's like, so whoever you say you are, I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you got to prove it to me over time, through the process that you are who you say you are.
It don't matter if it's through the Matrix or in real life.
Because people take the best pictures of themselves. Even if it's them, they don't take their ugly side. They take like their best side. You know what I mean? They're not gonna show you, like if it's a dude, he ain't gonna show you he got a pop belly. He gonna hold his belly in. You know what I'm saying? And a woman gonna push her chest out, push her booty out. So I'm like, everybody's lying. So when I meet you, it's the same thing, right? Because as Kitty Rose had mentioned, people come with their best self, the representative of who they imagine themselves to be, which isn't who they are. It's just like who they imagine they could be. So who you are is like layers. You gotta pull layers off of who people present to get to who someone really is. You know what I mean? So nobody is as where they imagine they are. You know what I mean? But at the same time, no one is great or as bad as they think they are. And my interpretation is it's only based on my perspective. My perspective is gonna mold what I think about you. So you can be great in a way in an area for yourself, but to me it's like, So yeah, I've had some interesting encounters online with like young ladies sliding in my DM saying, "Hey, how are you?" And then it's like they're in Nebraska, right? And they're like telling me they're looking for a relationship and they're gonna move, and they only talk to me for 10 minutes, in text. And I'm like,
oh,
stop it, right? And sometimes, and I've also gotten I don't know what the term is for it. Women from Russia, Siberia, what's that? The Ukraine, other Eastern European countries with these proposals of coming over, and they think I'm wonderful. They don't know me, right? Looked at some pictures. I'm wonderful. I'm special. They want to come over to see me, but send me some money so I can come over.
That's what Geraldine was talking about.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I mean, I guess stupid is written on my forehead, or they misread it or something. But yeah,
not on mine.
But
yeah.
the thing is, there are people that's doing it, so you gotta give it a chance. There are people that do send money to folks, so you know, if all the no's, somebody's gonna say yes. You just keep going until that yes comes. But what I wanted to say earlier was about about how I think online can be good because it's the same like just Googling someone. You know, all now have a social media presence, and we're all, you know, always talking about, you know, be mindful because the jobs are looking, or your, you know, housing or apartments. So it's the same thing with dating. You could Google someone, you know what I'm saying? You can find them on that dating platform, Google them, and also see if the stuff match up, you know? And then the thing with Facebook, I don't think people realize, you know, I think the conscious ones realize that what they put on Facebook is what they want people to see. So the messaging stays clear. But we have to be real, you know, unfortunately, we live in a stupid society. So people are not thinking. So they're on Facebook, they're putting their so-called real self acting a fool. So you Google somebody or you look them up on Facebook and you see them acting a fool, like the brother was saying, it don't match up. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think with anything, just like online dating, you know, nowadays you got to do the work, you know, research good. You know what I'm saying? Like, investigate about anybody.
Mike smoking.
I mean, we can Google. I mean, we can research somebody. It could be all lies. It could be fabricated. I mean, because people, you know, they create an image of who they are. I got an
archetype.
I don't believe none of that. I don't believe that, even if it looks good.
I actually met a person, a man in person, and he tells me all this, that, and the third. But then I found out I never used to Google a person, but I found out he Googled me. So once he Googled me, I Googled him. This man was wanted. This man was a wanted man.
Okay, hold on.
And then he wants my address and this, that, and the third. Want to come to my house.
Trish, help me out here. Trish, we got a hot one. We got a hot one, don't we, Trish?
We listen. I'm just sitting here looking.
Yeah, I'm about to just turn my mic off.
But no matter how good it is, we got to take a break for us. So give us 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
This is the Bushwoman, aka Najami Lazama, your personal development awareness life coach, and you're listening to Talk It Over, the only dating relationship podcast that begins in bed. Now back to the show.
All right, guys, we are back, and it is a juicy one today. So, guys, whoever's just tuning in today at Talk It Over, we are talking about online dating. And is it a deal breaker if someone is lying in their dating profile, and what's the fine line between lying and embellishing? So, where did we leave off? Because when I say this is good.
Listen, furniture was flying, plates was going across. Listen, all I know is to scrub my online profile from Google. I need to close my Facebook account. I need to get off everything because, you know, these people are out here with their private investigating skills on. I think we left off, Geraldine was talking about a wanted man, and Hassan was getting proposed to. He was getting proposed to from people all over the world. And they were like, but hold up, I need that check. Run that check before I fly out. And so, and Bree, I know Bree over here just sipping a whole load of tea. I know you do.
Hey, brother. I have a story. Yes, I do.
Well, let's hear the story, Bree. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, so I don't know if you've heard of, our viewers have heard, listeners have heard, there's a show called 90 Day Fiancé. And what 90 Day Fiancé does is that there's couples who are connected from all over the world. They live in America and they're meeting other people from different countries. And the hope is to find love, and they do this online. So now there's a couple, their name is Jenny and Sumit. So Sumit admittedly catfished Jenny at first by using a model's picture in his profiles and a fake name. And when Jenny found out who he really was, she still accepted him for his true self and ended up, she moved from Palm Springs, California to India to live with Sumit, But when she moved out there, she ended up finding out that he was already married.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's huge. And
Yes.
this is the realm of online magic. This is what I was alluding to. And I think, thank you for that story, Brianna. Is it, before, I didn't want to cut you off. So is there more, or was that?
No, that's pretty much,
Okay.
well, just an update. They are still currently together, and he did get divorced from his wife.
Oh,
He is
wow.
currently trying to he's currently trying to marry Jenny. However, his parents, he is trying to get the approval from his parents as per his like culture and religion, but they are refusing to do so because Jenny is much more older than Submit.
Yeah. So I just looked this up online. Jenny is 61 and Submit is 32.
Wait, time out. Hold on. Who's what now?
Yes.
Who's 61 and 32?
The woman.
The woman is 61, and that's the new wife, or the new wife to be.
The new girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she found this online and said, well, there's your answer right there. She like 61. I got 90 days. I ain't trying to be out here with all these. Like, and this 32-year-old gonna take me. Yes, I'm flying to India. I don't care that his profile picture don't match with his real image. I'm 61, and you're gonna give me a Beyonce in 90 days? Check. I'll check that box. Yes, I will take that. Now it makes sense. I don't know what's going on with the Indian brother. What was his name? Submit. I don't know what's going on with him, but hey, whatever. Chi-Town Don, brother Ali, what are y'all thoughts on this? This is I want to come back to you guys on anything, that story, the whole Google investigation, and this is what I think we lost your audio.
That's how I met Brother Hassan.
Okay.
From I have a health and wellness business, and some of the things that I promote, the fountain of youth, growing young, growing your own food, healing yourself. Brother followed me, and he was like, man, I had to come and see you in real life to see if you was really living like that. And he drove. So, and the brother he was like, man, some of the things I was saying, he wanted to see if I was really living like that, promoting that. And that's the same thing with anything, especially online. When we order something off Amazon, it might not be on the wish list. It might not be what it looks like until you get it in real. You don't know what it is until you get it in real life.
If I'm paying money for that,
whatever I take, that's not on you no more.
But if I meet you, if you lie to me and I meet you,
and after I meet you, I discover who you are. Does it matter if you and I stay with you? Does it matter that you lied to me?
Well, I think
you know what I mean. We still want what we want, and we still gonna want.
Let's throw that to the panel.
I'm just asking a question. I haven't been in that situation. That just popped in my mind.
Let's throw that out to the panel. Do you think that's exactly what the topic is, right, Trish?
Because in the story, those two people stayed together.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, Chi-Town Don, what are your thoughts? You've been quiet in the background for a little bit. What are your thoughts on?
I have a different perspective on it. Just like the brother said, those folks, they stayed together. I think at the end of the day, and I know it's not a popular opinion, but I think people are going to get who they are, regardless of whether it's in person or online. I think if you're going to get a liar, I think at the end of the day, you got to look in yourself. Where's your lie?
Tell it.
So people, they want to assume that these people are different from them, and what they're attracting into their life is a different type of person who they're not, but that's a lie.
Tell it.
Sexuality in this world, you gonna create what you gonna create and manifest who you are.
You get what you give.
So if you come up with this person's catfishing you, you're gonna see where you lying and catfishing in your own life.
Right.
That's why that person who got catfished, they still stayed with them because they're catfish.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't talk about that. I was wondering that same thing. Like, what profile pictures did she put up?
Jenny.
So if somebody
Jenny, what you out here with?
you, and then you go and you say, you know what? I don't want to be a liar. I'm gonna be done with that. That's just showing, the source right there that, oh, this person is real. So the next person I'm bringing into their life ain't gonna be lying because they're keeping it real. They don't want to lie. And I'm just saying that, lastly, I don't lie on my profile. I am who I am. People meet me in person. They're like, damn, you the same person.
Yeah.
Ain't no reason for me to lie. I keep it 100. That's what everybody know. I keep it 100.
So let me ask.
Some people look at that sometimes as a big problem because my best friends ask me why I'm so honest, why I tell the truth all the time. Because I ain't got time and energy for keeping up with all them lies. You gonna take me as I am, or you ain't gonna take me at all. But on another note, I met KI online on a dating website. That's one of the ones that I became really good friends with.
Okay.
And we met back in 2014 maybe. Online. And I got a habit of, if I meet somebody online and we exchange numbers, I want a video chat.
Yeah.
I want to video chat because I want to see if that person looks like that profile picture.
Okay.
And I want them to see that I look like my profile picture. I have nothing to hide.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's a good tactic. I see. And then this is all stuff that I would have never thought of because I'm one of the ones that I don't necessarily am online dating. So I've never really, I understand everybody's point of view and all sides. I do want to ask, and Trish, I want to get your thoughts on this as well. Do you think it's the rule or the exception? Like, do you think more people are being dishonest, or you think it's the exception? Like, if you come across somebody that's dishonest, that's the exception. Like, that's not the actual. Like, which one? And Kitty, yeah, please, Kitty. What are your thoughts?
Let Trish go. Go ahead.
Okay.
So, for me personally, given the climate that we live in, where we're supposedly on lockdown, we're all in a pandemic, we can't go anywhere.
Yeah, like how you said, we supposed to be your flying self.
Don't you listen? We're not talking about me. I'm the only one not on lockdown. Okay, y'all lucky I'm in the same city 2 weekends in a row. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I think that with all of the tools, and Geraldine made a really good point, with all of the tools available to us now, dating online is different. You can video chat, you can FaceTime, you can do all of these things to actually see the person that you're talking to and cultivate a relationship with them without it just being, just texting, or I don't know who I'm talking to on the phone. If you're dating someone and they don't want you to see them, like they don't want to video chat, or they don't want to use all of the advanced technology that's out there, they're hiding something. So you should immediately know that something's not right here. Your spidey senses should be kicking in. I don't want a video chat, because technically this is the easiest way to see who it is that I'm dealing with. Like, I can see your expressions, I can read your face, I can see if you're lying to me, versus if we're just on the phone having, late night conversations, you could be laying next to somebody else. I don't even know that. And you know what I mean? So there's so much available to us that online dating could be really good if you will use it properly. You know what I mean? You can cultivate relationships with someone from here to California and have a really good relationship with them because there are tools available to us. So I don't necessarily think that lying is the exception now, because there's so many ways to get around it. It's just how much work are you willing to do and put into it.
Okay.
So Kitty, go ahead. I see your face. Go ahead, girl.
So I feel like I've been in this bubble of thinking that everyone that I come in contact with is like me. I have my profile. I am who I am. People say, just like Brother Don, when they meet me, they say, I match everything. I am cohesive. I am consistent, everything. It is not about being, raw or sharing everything or sharing anything. It's just about, this is who I am, being consistent to my online presence, to who you're going to meet in real life. But what I have recently learned, and I guess it hurts my feelings, but the reality is it's 3, 6, it's 9 of us on this and the audience that's listening to us. But we really are in a small bubble of real people in this world. You know, unfortunately, we live in a society where people are not authentic and people are lying. You know what I mean? So that's really what's unfortunate about in-person dating, online dating. It's just the trust factor. But I think Brother Don hit it on the note. You really, for the most part, I believe, meet who you are. You understand? So, you know, sometimes if you've had a string of bad luck with men, you know, I rarely hear women take accountability and say, you know, what is it I'm doing? I think, you know, we as a people, you know, since we are in this bubble, then through prayer, you know what I'm saying? You know, sage a conversations, do the work, but any chance you take, you know, if you pray over it, you know, you hope for the best, and you might get it, you might not get it. I think the deal breaker is, you know, lying about, you know, what you believe in, you know what I'm saying, and lying about the employment thing, because, you know, finances play a part in relationships. You know what I'm saying? So when you lie about something like that you don't have to, because maybe give me the benefit of the doubt to rock with you or not. So when you lie about stuff that you don't have to lie about, that's a red flag that I can move away from that, because what else would you lie about? Because I don't really have the time. I think what has helped us is that we're all older now. You know what I'm saying? So whether we're online dating or in-person dating, we're coming with a little bit more sense of wisdom of, I'm okay by myself, or I'm okay passing.
Bree is barely 20.
What they say, slide right to the left.
Bree barely 20. So Bree, give us take us out on this, Bree, because you know, it's a lot of knowledge and a lot of like very, very good points being dropped on here. And yeah, for the most part, a lot, and not to say that the younger generation aren't as insightful, but a lot of us on here do have the advantage of time, and experiences that are, you know, not necessarily restricted to just online.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on and you know, what are your personal thoughts, and what are your thoughts as far as like the generation behind us coming up, where they already know, like, a phone to them doesn't have buttons, you know? Like,
Yeah.
give them a phone with buttons and they're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Why are there buttons on, you know? So what are your final thoughts?
Honestly, what I will say is, like, especially for the younger generation, it's harder when you're lying on a dating profile, not just because of what you lied about, but just simply because of the fact that you lied. You know, like, we are trying to build something that will potentially, you know, like, my hope is that this will potentially go on for some time, you know, a decent amount of time, but I can't build that based off of a foundation of lies, even if it's the smallest lie, you know, like, and again, like we've said previously, you could have lied to me about something that you didn't have to lie to me about at all. And it's just the fact that, you know, like, yeah, I could look past the fact that you're like, oh, you know, I'm 5'7", but you're actually 5'4". I could look past that, but it's the fact that you lied to me with no reason as to do so. You know, like, now that again, those are the red flags. You know, those are the warning signs that make me question, and now that leads to doubt. And I don't want to build anything off of doubt. You know, like, and then again, because my generation, and the generations coming up under me, that were a lot of everything that's happening, all of the interactions that are happening on social media, you know, and it's so easy for us to want to have this image of ourselves that isn't true, you know, like, and then you meet that person and you're like, hold on, wait, and then you're not even really more so, again, upset at what they lied about. It's just the fact that, why'd you lie to me in the beginning? You know, like, it's so much risk with us being online already. Why'd you lie to me, period?
Okay, well, thank you for that. So I want to thank all of you guys. I want to thank all. This is very, very good. This is an awesome topic, and I would love if each and every one of you guys would come back and join us again for some subsequent topics. But please let our listeners know, if you don't mind, Chi-Town Don, where can people find you? You know, you said online you are who you are in real life. So
Chi-Town Don.
Chi-Town Don.
You know, I periodically shut my Facebook down because you do have those lurkers.
Coming at you from high school.
I got a lot of friends still from high school. I mean,
okay, all right.
those are my good girlfriends, and they love me.
Got it.
I'm in
so
one.
Chi-Town Don is the handle.
Yeah, Chi-Town. Is it? I guess space Don, Don.
Got it.
And I have a health and wellness business in New York as well. It's and yoga studio. So it's a yoga studio. We was the first in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. So if you guys ever in that way, stop by.
So that's and AND.
Yep, like relationships and yoga.
Got it.
Afro and yoga. So that's how that is. Yep.
And yoga studio. Got it. All right. Kitty Rose, where can people, if you don't mind, where can our listeners?
Well, on Instagram, I am Ms. Kitty Rose. So that's MSKITTYROSE, Ms. Kitty Rose on Instagram. And my name is Catherine Warren on Facebook and LinkedIn and all that other good stuff. Right now, I am producing a one-woman comedic satire monologue called I Am, which is a reflection of all of us, stories that we don't necessarily like to tell, like dating, but it's necessary in order for us to heal and actually make change in this time, in this crisis time that we are historically making change. It has to definitely start with ourselves. So you can hashtag I am you. It's actually on sale tomorrow. So if you go to my IG account, you can be able to buy the show. It's $14.99. I have to get it reapproved for Amazon, but it'll be on Amazon probably next month. But you know, why give the middleman anything? So
So Miss Kitty Rose on Instagram. Miss Kitty Rose on Instagram.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Miss Kitty Rose 1. Miss Kitty Rose 1. Yes.
And that's where everybody can come to purchase you said your one woman comedy satire. I am you. So monologue, hashtag I am YOU. I am you. All right. Beautiful. Brother Ali, you still with us? You want to let our listeners know where they can find you?
Yes, sir. If you Supreme Health and Fitness by Sean Ali. I have a garden and nursery business. We have a home remodeling business, Supreme Woodwork and Crafts. You can Sean Ali Facebook, Supreme Health and Fitness by Sean Ali Google, Supreme Garden and Nursery by Sean Ali Google. We do everything Supreme. That's why we got Supreme on it. But we teach people. We have over 30 books on Amazon. If you Google my name, Sean Ali, you can start to find them. This on health and wellness, how to grow young, how to heal yourself, how to be empowered. We got mental health, spiritual health, physical health. My main page is Facebook. I have a YouTube page also. I'm not big on social these computers and stuff. So I'm more real life and hands-on and back to the earth and back to nature. So but Facebook, Sean Ali is the best place to find me.
Got you. So if they're looking for Ali, they got to hit the streets. They got to get off the virtual domain and come to the real world. Got you. All right, so I thank you, Chi-Town Don, thank you, Miss Kitty Rose, thank you, Brother Ali, and also to Hassan, and Geraldine holding it down in NC while I'm not there. Thank you so much, and of course, last but certainly not least, my lovely co-host Trish. You never know where she's gonna be in the friendly skies, but she's always gonna be here with us and talk it over
Sunday.
Every Sunday. So thank you. Have a good one. In the words of K.I., slow motion.
You've been listening to Talk It Over, the only dating relationship podcast that begins in bed. We hope you got what you needed. Make sure you subscribe. Holla at you next week.